to this edition of Calf Chat. Well, today we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to do some shopping, pick up some new winter gear for you and your calf feeders. First things first, a good pair of boots, and keep those feet warm because there's nothing more miserable than being in the middle of winter and having cold feet. So when I'm looking for a good pair of boots, here's an example. Something that's obviously waterproof, comes up a little bit, that way when the snow is deep, it's not coming down into your socks. But more importantly, something that breathes. Even though it's waterproof, you need something that's going to breathe so your feet also don't get too hot, because if they sweat, then your feet are going to get cold. Here we are in the socks, gloves, hats, all surrounded here. So let's talk first about socks today. I always like a nice thin pair of socks, something that has the dry wick in it, so that way if you've got a good pair of boots, you really don't need a heavy pair of socks. But let's say that maybe your boots aren't nearly as warm. Going with a heavier wool sock might be the answer. Layers are always important. I always feel that 1 or 2 pairs of socks, a pair of thin ones and maybe something a little heavier over it, just to help protect those feet. I don't know about you, but once my feet are cold, I'm done for the day. So it's really important to keep those feet warm. While I was standing over here, I also found some great gloves. These here are waterproof. As you know, when feeding calves, there isn't too much that doesn't involve moisture. So having a nice pair of insulated gloves to work with when you're out maybe feeding the calves or dumping water pails, doing something like that, which is nice. These are a little bit roomier, so you can take your other gloves and put those underneath it. So again, layers, get those fingers dry, and then you can put them inside there for some extra heat and keep those gloves dry. Most importantly, on those brutally bitter cold days, an insulated pair of bibs. Mine have been a lifesaver many times over. Nice thing about the bibs is that you can throw them over your long johns, you can throw them over your jeans, you can pull them on easy, take them off if you're getting a little warm. A good pair of insulated bibs goes a long way. Key is wash them. Wash them, wash them, and wash them probably the first few times before you even wear them out in the barn. They tend to be a little bit stiff. Okay. Here we are in the HighVis aisle. Check that out. And so why are we standing here at the HighVis? Well, for 2 reasons. First, I've got the rain gear here. So in those days where it's maybe raining, drizzly, snowing, that really wet, awful snow, throwing this over your pants, over your bibs, helps keep those dry, which in turn is definitely going to help keep you warmer just by keeping everything dry. And why the HighVis area? Well, you know what? As farms change and there's equipment running around all over the place, there's nothing more important than to be safe. So if you're going to be picking up some new rain gear this year, why not get the HighVis stuff right away and help protect yourself when you're out there working on the farm? So now it's important to remember when you go in for that break and you finally got a few minutes to warm up, pull those boots off, pull those gloves off, invest in a good boot warmer, hand warmer, or glove warmer here. Something like this, you can pick them up just about anywhere, but it is so awesome to be able to go in and get your boots dry, get your gloves dry, get them warmed up before you put them back on. It's like that breath of fresh air from the cold before you go back outside. So as we conclude our shopping trip for today, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that a good stocking hat and some of those other smaller items that I maybe didn't talk about today are also very important. Keep in mind, stay warm. That's really key. Cover up that skin on a really cold, blustery day. If you are feeling cold and you need a minute, go in and take a minute to warm up. It's going to help you be more productive throughout the day. So I'd like to thank our friends today at Farm and Fleet for letting us come in and do our shopping. And as always, if you have any questions, please contact your local Vita Plus dealer or rep, and they'd be happy to help you out. And as always, happy calf raising.